The flood took his home, his family, and his future in a single night. But what he built from the mud and wreckage made the entire district travel to see a boy who refused to drown. This is a story about a boy named Veeru who lost everything he had ever loved and discovered that the rubble of our worst nights can become the foundation of our greatest purpose. In a valley where the river had been a blessing for generations, there was a small village. The river gave water for crops, fish for food, and songs for summer evenings. Families had lived beside it for centuries, trusting its gentle flow like a grandmother's hand. In this village lived a boy named Veeru. Veeru was known for two things: his laughter that echoed across fields, and his hands that could fix anything. Broken cartwheels, cracked clay pots, torn fishing nets. If something was damaged, Veeru would find a way to mend it. His father called him the fixer and promised he would inherit their small farm one day. Veeru's life was simple but whole. He had a mother who sang while cooking, a father who smelled of earth and honest sweat, a younger sister named Guddy who followed him everywhere like a loyal shadow, and a home with 4 mud walls with a thatched roof that leaked during monsoons but held together through love. But beneath every peaceful river runs a current waiting to rise. Perhaps you know this feeling when life is good, but something whispers that goodness is borrowed, that storms respect no happiness. The monsoon that year came early and angry. For 3 days, rain fell like the sky was emptying its grief. The river that had blessed them for generations began to swell. Elders said not to worry, because the river always calmed. It always had. But on the 4th night, the river forgot its promises. Veeru woke to screaming. Water was already inside the house, rising past his ankles, then his knees. His father grabbed Guddy, his mother grabbed Veeru. They ran toward higher ground as the darkness roared around them. But the current was faster than their legs. Veeru felt his mother's hand ripped from his grip. He heard his sister cry out once and then silence. He was thrown against a tree and clung to it as the water tried to swallow him whole. He screamed for his family until his throat tore. He screamed until the water filled his mouth. When morning came, the flood had retreated, but it had taken everything. Veeru found his father's body near the temple steps. His mother and sister were never found. His home was a pile of mud and broken wood. The farm was buried under skeleton. Everything he had ever known was gone in a single night. For weeks, Veeru did not speak. He sat among the ruins, collecting broken pieces of his home and putting them in his pockets. A fragment of his mother's cooking pot, a piece of Goody's wooden doll, a bent nail from the doorframe his father had built. The villagers who survived tried to help, but Veeru heard nothing. He was drowning in a different flood now, one made of guilt and grief that no one could see. Why did I survive? Why am I still here when they are not? He stopped eating, stopped sleeping. The other survivors began rebuilding their homes and their lives. But Veeru sat frozen, a ghost among the living, waiting for death to finish what the river had started. 1 month after the flood, a woman arrived in the ruined village. She was old, so old that her back curved like a question mark. She carried a bundle on her head and walked with a stick that had been worn smooth by decades of use. No one knew where she came from. She walked through the destruction slowly, looking at everything. Then she stopped beside Veeru. He was sitting where his home had stood, holding a broken piece of clay in his hands, turning it over and over, as if he could reverse time through repetition. The old woman lowered herself to the ground beside him. She said nothing for a long time, just sat in the mud in silence with him. Finally, she spoke. "What are you holding?" Veeru looked at the clay piece. His voice came out like rust. "My mother's water pot. This is all that is left of her." The old woman nodded slowly. She reached into her own bundle and pulled out something, a small oil lamp made of clay. It was cracked down the middle, held together by dried mud. "This lamp survived 3 floods," she said quietly. "It has been broken and mended so many times that it is more repair than original. But every night, it still holds oil. Every night, it still gives light." She placed it in the mud between them. "The flood took your family. It took your home. It took the life you knew." Her voice was gentle but firm. "But it did not take your hands. It did not take your breath. It did not take what you can still build." Veeru's jaw tightened. "What can I build? I have nothing." The old woman gestured at the ruins around them. "You have more building material than any rich man. You have broken bricks. You have fallen wood. You have mud that has been softened by tragedy." She paused. "And you have something most people lack. You have nothing left to lose. That is a kind of freedom." "Freedom." Veeru's voice cracked with anger. "I am cursed. Everyone I loved is gone. The old woman was quiet for a moment. Then she reached over and took his hands, calloused, scarred, still strong despite everything. These hands fixed things before the flood. Why should they stop now? She pressed his palms together. Your family is gone. Nothing will change that. But these hands still work. This heart still beats. And this village still lies in ruins. She looked at him with eyes that had seen too many floods to count. You can sit here and let grief bury you. Or you can pick up one brick, just one, and begin again. Your family cannot return, but what you build from their memory can last forever. That night, Veeru did not sleep. He sat with the old woman's words, circling his mind like birds that would not land. He looked at the broken clay piece from his mother's pot. He looked at his hands. These hands still work. At dawn, he picked up one brick from the rubble of his home. Just one. He did not know what he was building. He did not have a plan. He simply started stacking, brick upon brick, stone upon stone. When he ran out of bricks, he made new ones from mud. When the mud dried and cracked, he mixed it with straw like his father had taught him. Days passed, then weeks. Something strange began to happen. Other survivors started watching him. A widow brought her children to help carry stones. An old farmer offered wood from his destroyed barn. A young mother mixed mud beside him, tears streaming silently as she worked. Veeru never asked for help. He never stopped to explain. He simply kept building. 1 year after the flood, the ruins of Nimtala had transformed. Where there had been destruction stood something new. Not just homes, but a community hall built from the wreckage of 50 destroyed houses. Every brick carried a story. Every stone had been pulled from tragedy. Veeru had not just rebuilt, he had created something that never existed before. A place where the survivors gathered every evening. A place where orphans found meals. A place where grief was allowed to sit beside hope. People from other villages heard about the boy who built from ruins. They came to see, they came to learn. Some came to ask how he survived so much loss without giving up. Veeru would show them his hands, still calloused, still dusty, still carrying fragments of broken things in his pockets. I did not survive, he would say quietly. I just kept picking up one brick at a time. Anyone can do that. One brick requires no strength. One brick requires no hope. One brick is just one brick, but enough single bricks become a wall. Enough walls become a shelter. Enough shelters become a home. He would pause and look at the community hall built entirely from destruction. My family is in every brick. They are not gone. They are holding this building together. Veeru never became rich or famous. He lived simply in the village he had helped rebuild, training young hands to fix broken things, teaching orphaned children that destruction is not the final word. But his story traveled far beyond those valley walls. This story reminds us of a truth we often forget. Losing everything is not the end. It is a clearing. What floods wash away, they also make room for perhaps you to have lost something that felt like everything. Perhaps you were sitting in your own ruins right now, holding broken pieces that once made up your life, wondering if there is any point in continuing. But what if the rubble around you is not evidence of ending? What if it is building material for beginning? You do not have to rebuild everything today. You do not need a plan or a purpose or even hope. You simply need to pick up one brick, just one, and place it somewhere. And when you do, you might discover what Veeru learned, that our worst nights do not disqualify us from our greatest purpose. They prepare us for it. Remember, he lost everything but never gave up, and neither should you.